Gamble Factory, what's going on? It's your boy ZROB, Coach T Posey, back on the mic like always, ready to talk some prize picks, some NFL Week 3, props, bets, whatever you guys want to talk about. If you have any questions, we'll definitely get those answered. Super pumped. I'm always so excited for Sunday football. Um, Tyler, how are you feeling?
And another Razorback win in the books. I don't know what you call this. Was it the battle of the who wants it less, more? I don't even know. It was kind of an ugly game, but it's one that we get to win, so that's pretty exciting. And then obviously talking some NFL football makes it even more exciting. So great day. I'm ready to go.
Yep.
Ready to knock these props out. I had a good week last week of getting super close, but not hitting anything big, so that was fun.
Yeah, no, it was fun to watch the Razorbacks get them another win, especially Auburn's little sucky quarterback talking crap, saying he was going to dominate the Razorbacks. It did throws 3 picks in the first half, gets benched. Dude, that's hilarious. Like you that's embarrassing. You can't talk crap like that and get benched at halftime.
Didn't say anything, but hey, man, I'm ready to compete. This says dominate, and
That's so dumb,
man,
bro.
that's just asking for it right there.
No, I mean, I don't know. He learned his lesson though, for sure. So I don't think he'll be saying that again to
No,
anybody. I hope not, for his sake. But let's get us started. You want to go first, or you want me to?
I think last week we were really close, 4-2, and you went first. So I think we'll just keep that same momentum, and instead of 4-2, we'll just go 6-0.
All right, all right, all right. Well, I'm gonna get us started with DeAndre Swift. I'm gonna take his 13 and a half rush attempts. Um, Swift and the Bears offense has been atrocious, to say the least, to start the year. Caleb Williams has been cheeks and has not been living up to the hype that everybody has wanted him to start the year. But it's still early. It's just been 2 games. But the most simple thing for the Bears to do and try and get this offense going is just simply hand the ball off. And Swift gets an amazing matchup with the Colts, who has given up the most rush yards and rush attempts so far this season. With Joe Mixon in week 1 running the ball 30 times for 159 yards, and Josh Jacobs in week 2 running the ball 32 times for 152 yards. Those are insane numbers and insane volume. Um, and we don't even need Swift to have half of their volume in order to hit that, you know. So Swift, he's played 66% of the offensive snaps so far in each game. He has 24 rush attempts through 2 weeks, despite them getting off to some bad starts and trailing, and not being really great game scripts for them, or even really getting any good like rushing attack going at all. I'm expecting a positive game script more for the Bears this week against the Colts team that I think they probably end up beating. The Bears defense is definitely going to keep them in this game. So I wouldn't be surprised if DeAndre Swift gets closer to 20 carries this week. So
Yeah, I can see that. Get some pressure off Williams. Hopefully, eat up some rushing yards, and just take the freak pressure off Williams because he's not looked very good, and we don't. I'm sure they don't want to see what happened to Bryce Young happen to them. So
oh
maybe
yeah.
try to buy some time to, just kind of get used to the speed of the game and not letting get absolutely killed like Bryce Young did, because that was brutal.
Mm-hmm.
All right, for my first one, I'm going to go over to Lamar Jackson and grab his passing attempts. Uh, he's at 30 passing attempts right now. I think the book lines are sitting at like 30 and a half, but a lot of the books have that 30 and a half as even money, and a couple of them are slightly favored under 30 and a half. I don't really care. I think this is a really good line to take advantage of. You get the half point discount to the book. And like I said, a lot of them are even lined anyway at 30 and a half. You get the Cowboys, where, yeah, it's kind of been a weird guess on which Cowboys you're going to see, but I don't know. It may not be. Maybe it's just the Saints are that good right now. So maybe that blowout just kind of didn't really make sense. But maybe the Saints are just really good. Deshaun Watson, week 1, threw 45 times against Cowboys, obviously trailing a lot of the game. I think, especially being in Dallas, I'm not sure why this Ravens team is favored. To be honest with you, Dallas, obviously smoked the Browns, had a just complete dud against maybe the most dominant team right now in football in the Saints. But you get a line where The Ravens go on the road. They're 0-2. They're going to let Lamar cook. They kind of have to. The ranking's been kind of inconsistent so far. So 30 pass attempts just seems a little bit low. I think it should probably be anywhere from 33 to 34 is where I see him ending up and projecting. So I think he covers it. I think he covers it kind of easy. I don't why the line. I don't get the line as the Ravens -1. I think Dallas should be favored personally.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree on that. I mean, especially with the Raven, if they're playing in Dallas, um, and the Ravens just coming off a loss against the Raiders, a team they should have beat.
Yeah,
Maybe the Ravens are going to be really good. I'm not going to sit here and act like maybe they're not as good as they are supposed to be, but I'm surprised too that they're not underdogs in this matchup. So,
yeah, I am too.
but no, I'm got no complaints with Lamar Jackson passing the ball for at least 30 times, especially because I feel like Derrick Henry really hasn't gotten going like we kind of
Uh,
expected it to. So I don't know if he's finally hitting that almost wall for him. I mean, he's still been solid, for most part. I mean, 13 for 46, 18 for 84. So it's not like he's been terrible, but
just
not
just not been the same explosive. We're gonna hit the home run type self. But I mean, you expect that to kind of come down as he's 30 and above now.
for sure, for sure. All right, I'm gonna go over to for my next prop. I'm gonna go over to Chris Godwin. I'm taking his fantasy score at 14. I'm thinking we're getting some pretty solid value here. He has the second best, according to PFF, the second best matchup for wide receiver against their opposing cornerback. That's going to be on them the most on the week, and that's just barely behind Nico Collins. Nico Collins has like a 96.1 grade. Uh, Chris Godwin's 96. So excellent matchup for Chris here. He's in line for another huge day as he has had the first 2 weeks. The Bucks they've been abysmal with their running game to start the year, and until they show me that they can make that work, I'm just going to assume that they're going to have to rely on Baker in the passing game here, and which is perfect for Chris Godwin, who leads the team in targets to start the year with 16. Chris has also hit this fantasy score line, even if you take away his touchdowns in each game. He's hit this fantasy score in both those games, which we love to see. We love to see that he can hit this fantasy score line without a touchdown, but he also has a solid chance of scoring a touchdown every week just because Baker's always looking his way. Um, he also hit this last week with Baker only throwing the ball 19 times, just because that was kind of a funky game. It was supposed to be a high scoring game with the Lions last week. Kind of got away from the Lions a little bit, and Baker didn't have to throw the ball just a ton like we thought he was going to. But Baker has a 32.5 pass attempt prop this week, and with Chris Godwin's 33% target rate to start the year, which is nuts. It seems like we can expect close to or around 10 targets for him, which is definitely more than enough for him to cash this fantasy score line for us. So
Nice. Yep, I like that one as well. I mean, I'm a big Chris Godwin guy. Took him last week. Several slips. Got him on a lot of my big fantasy dynasty leagues actually. So yeah, obviously I'm a big Chris Godwin guy as well. So I think we're gonna stick to that game. Uh, I got to do it. I know I talked a big, pretty crazy game of my guy last week, and he came through for us. So I'm gonna go right back to my guy Josh Reynolds this week. Obviously, being a big Josh Reynolds fan, apparently, and covered for us last week. We're gonna go right back to him. He's got a couple different props. His reception targets props at 5, receptions at 3, yards are at 33 and a half. I'm gonna take his yards this week. I like that a little bit better than the receptions. That 2.5 receptions last week was really nice. I would love that line. I would have taken that line. But I'm going to take the 33 and a half yards. The Broncos are really going against a really tough run defense in the Buccaneers, and it's going to be very difficult to run on the Bucks. So Javonte Williams, I don't anticipate getting going very well, and I think they have to take to the air, which Bo Nix just looks Josh Reynolds' way, looks kind of dumps off to the running back. So I kind of also really like Javonte Williams' receptions as well. But I'm going to stick with my guy Josh Reynolds at 33 and a half. He's been involved in the deep ball. You're really going to have to attack this Buccaneers team through the air. I think that they can kind of exploit that a little bit. Obviously, Bo Nix still is going to struggle, but he loves Josh Reynolds, and he's hitting both weeks. He's had 8 and 5 targets already, pretty heavily involved into the passing game. I don't see any reason why that goes away tomorrow. I think they're in a great game script to have to pass and catch up to the Bucks because I don't think they're very good. So give me Josh Reynolds 33 and a half passing or receiving yards, and let's just let the Josh Reynolds train continue to roll.
It just blows my mind that we have such a big Josh Reynolds fanboy. I just never would have guessed it. Like, you've got to be his number one fan.
Number one, baby, number one. The jersey's got to come soon.
That's nuts, bro. If he keeps hitting for you, you're gonna have to get a jersey of his.
Absolutely.
33 and a half yards. Did you? I'm guessing Denver's definitely underdogs.
Yeah,
What's the
there's
spread?
there's 6 point underdogs.
Yeah, I mean, I love
Under
that.
four.
I mean, that's a
Yeah,
perfect script. Like Bo Nix, I thought you were gonna take his pass attempt, Bo Nix pass attempts. So I
I
thought you were going
love
with
this.
this game.
Yeah, I've taken it as well already. So
Thought that's what you're gonna go with, but I mean, Bo Nix is gonna have to throw the ball to keep up with the Bucks. I think so. That just works perfectly with Josh Reynolds' receiving yards. So,
yes,
all right, I'm gonna go to my last prop, Mr. Alvin Kamara. Uh, I love everything Alvin. I mean, he was a big. I think we took him a ton last year, whether it's me or Tyler. I know. So he's always been one of our favorite props. Kind of always respects the coin. I'm going with his fantasy score at 19. Um, I just love like every single one of his props. He's very heavily favored to score a touchdown, which that's why I'm leaning his fantasy score. But I mean, he's in line for another massive day against the Eagles defense that has continuously disappointed. They were supposed to be really good this year, and they're obviously not. Um, Alvin and the Saints offense has gone crazy to start the year. I mean, looking like the best offensive football right now through 2 weeks. I mean, I know they just played the Panthers in week one, which isn't saying anything, but Cowboys, everybody always hypes them up like they're supposed to be really good. We'll see if they are, but I mean, they absolutely torched them last week. I think Derek Carr only had to throw the ball like 15 times. Uh, but I mean, like I said, they've blown out their opponent so far in each game. And Kamara's he's hit this fantasy score line in both of them, despite being used probably a little bit less than what he would be used in a competitive game. I believe Taysom Hill is doubtful or out tomorrow, which is huge for not vulturing away Alvin Kamara touchdown close to the end zone. Um, and really, I don't think he needs a touchdown to hit this fantasy score line. I think he's going to get tons of volume. I mean, what's his rush attempts? I think it was like 15 or something. 16 and a half rush attempts. He has a 4.5 receptions prop. I mean, that's 20 touches right there. And if Alvin gets 20 touches tomorrow, he's gonna crush his fantasy score line. So you can talk me into his rush yards. I also like that because the Eagles have given it up on the ground so far to start the year. I mean, they've given up 6.4 yards per carry to start the season, and that's the league worst. So Alvin is going to contribute to that high yards per carry given up by the Eagles again tomorrow. On the ground, he's going to hit them through the air, and he's scoring a tutty. So give me that Alvin Kamara fantasy score.
he's going ahead and calling it right now.
Oh yeah.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Well, I've kind of gone back and forth on my last prop. A lot of my props from yesterday that Zach and I actually talked a little bit last night, and a lot of mine were bumped. So it's kind of unfortunate that we get into that scenario. But I need to see if this will work. I think it worked for me earlier, so I think it should work again. But my favorite play was Bo Nix passing attempts last night. Uh, I stacked Bo Nix and I think Josh Reynolds earlier in a slip, and it still gave me 25x somehow.
You said pass
Uh,
attempts?
yeah, I did.
Okay.
So I did Bo Nix's pass attempts and I did
Yeah,
Josh
it's
Reynolds.
25x.
Yeah, and so I'm gonna just stack that. I don't know why. I guess you can stack two, and that's fine. But I'm gonna do the same thing. I think, like I said earlier, the Broncos have to throw the football. They have to. Bo Nix has thrown it 42 times and 35 times already. against the Seahawks and the Steelers. He's 6-point underdogs against the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers have one of the best run defenses in the league. Last year they were like number 10 overall. Uh, I just don't understand this line at 31.5. I really am confused on why it's there. I think he has to throw again 35 plus times to keep up. The Buccaneers are just too good on the ground. The spread tells you a lot, and this line is a joke. So this has been my favorite one all week. Like I said, I don't understand it.
I mean, Jared Goff had to throw the ball 55 times versus the
Yeah,
Buccaneers last week, and if the Lions are throwing the ball 55 times, who has an actual good team, Bo Nix is going to throw the ball a ton. If
I mean,
as soon as as long as they don't get blown out or just get completely played off the field, But
yeah, I mean, Jaden Daniels threw it 24 times.
hmm he also
I
ran
mean,
the ball like
he
50
ran
times, so
he ran it 16 times a game. Like
that's crazy.
Jaden Daniels is not gonna throw it a lot. He just does never gonna do that. So that's the only myth.
24 is a lot, for Jaden Daniels too.
Yeah,
I feel like
absolutely. Yeah,
especially if you run the ball 16 times, so like I mean, probably at least half of those, if not more, were probably just scrambles, that he was going to pass on, and he
trying to
chose not
pass.
to.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think Bo
just
Nix is a big scrambler. Let me see how many. I think he's only ran the ball. Yeah, ran the ball 5 times and 4 times.
yeah. It's
Um, so
not a lot. I mean, like I said, it's like a cheeky way to stack it. I mean, you kind of get a free stack right there. Quarterback receiver, they usually kind of crush that correlation and won't let you do it. So I'm going to take that all the time. And anytime I can get a stack like that, a little free 2-man with top receiver and Josh Reynolds in the league, and then Bo Nix. I
this
don't know if
dude's
I said in the
crazy.
league.
Josh
I don't know if
Reynolds,
anybody
top
heard.
receiver.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But no, that's gonna be my stack. That's gonna be what I'm running. I think that's a good 6 for us.
No, I agree. I definitely locking this in for 25x. I actually have Swift, Godwin, and Kamara already in a 6-man together, just because they were my top 3 on stream. I was like, I'm gonna throw them in another slip as well. So I'm doubling down on them. I really like the props. I don't mind the little Denver Bucks stack we got going. Hopefully it doesn't disappoint like the Lions and Bucks game did last week. What's that
Yeah,
spread? Or not spread, total. 41. Not real high.
you did Godwin's fantasy score at 14, right?
Yeah, yeah. But if you guys have any questions, let us know. And definitely, if you're in here, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like the video. It helps us out a lot. Man, Jose is letting you guys know in the chat. You guys have any questions real quick? If not, we're going to dip out. We're going to win some money tomorrow. I think I think the first Sunday we went 3-3. Then last week we went 4-2. So
Yep.
hopefully we just skip to 5-1 and go straight to 6-0.
Yeah, I think that's probably the idea. I mean, that seems to be the best idea to me. I think we might also have a little collab going tomorrow.
With
I don't know.
Jose
Yeah,
and some WNBA. Yeah, WNBA playoffs start tomorrow. So
yeah. I think we got a good collab cooking up for y'all.
Shahid fantasy score is money. Yep. No, I mean I like on my short list when I was like looking at props, researching everything. I literally just wrote Saints. I didn't even write Kamara. I mean I like all of them. I like Olave. I like Derek Carr. Like I like all of them. I hope that game environment shoots out really, and I think it could. Um, so
Yep.
any thoughts on McBride and Laporta receiving yards? Like the combo, I mean, I don't mind that at all. That's another good game environment. Wait, Lions and Cardinals. Yeah, they're playing each other, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great game environment. 51.5 total, the highest on the week. I wouldn't be surprised if both teams pass the ball a decent amount. So
Yep. Same. I do. I like that environment as well. I might end up doing this little game stack for that game. I think
yeah,
that could be a fun environment to at least watch.
you can figure out how to get 10x on Prizepicks anymore on a game stack. Shit's so tricky, man.
Yeah, you got to be very specific in what you're doing to get that 10x.
Jason
And
said,
you,
let's just bet on everything. Honestly, if you play 6-mans, betting on like a ton of stuff is actually key. What do you think about Carr rushing yards or I don't know. Probably
nah,
Probably out on Derek Carr's rushing. I'm guessing he probably has hit that in both games.
Hurts Olave over 103 and a half rushing plus receiving yards.
What do you think about Carr
Uh,
rushing? Hurts, Olave.
yeah,
Oh,
over.
I mean, I don't mind that. I think Jalen Hurts has a big day, and obviously I think the Saints offense is going to have a big day still. So I'm not going to take it under in that game, especially out of the main guys. So
Yeah, not having it for me either. My Cardinals going to go off again. They've been looking all right.
I'm, yeah, because they were up against the Bills in Week 1.
Yeah, they jumped up to a couple touchdowns, I believe, right?
Yeah, they did. So they kind of choked that game a little bit away. They could have still won it at the end because then wasn't Marvin Harrison wide open and Kyler it wasn't
Yeah,
his job to pass him the ball that week.
yeah, it wasn't his job, yeah, but it was last week though.
Duke's asked, yeah, this is props.cash, Duke's. It's the GOAT research tool, undisputed. It costs like $20 a month though, so you
Yeah,
have to pay
Eagles
for it.
defense is certainly bad, absolutely bad. Yes. Yeah, no, Olave definitely has the potential for a monster. Like, dude didn't even have to play the
He,
second half in either game, right? Like, just
yeah, they only had to pass the ball like 16 times week 2. I can't remember week 1. Olave also has an excellent matchup advantage according to PFF. He's rated number 4 behind Nico Collins, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and Chris Olave. Or sorry, we're talking about Chris Olave. So
yeah. I mean, still, obviously, I'm going to take Olave a lot. And had he not getting blowouts, I mean, he's lost 5 to 10 targets already, just because he just haven't had to play in the second half, just hadn't had to throw. I mean, Carr. I mean, he's thrown 20 passes in either game yet.
probably not. I can look real quick.
Hasn't had to do anything, and which means Olave's not going to have to do anything. So yeah, I think if they can throw it close, I mean, keep it close in the slightest, I think we're probably looking at some pretty good things.
I'm so dumb. I had Derek Carr on that. Yeah, it's 23 and 16.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he's not even thrown 40 passes yet. It's
Yeah.
that's an anomaly, and that does not happen ever.
I don't know what a guillotine league is, Jason.
Man, you lose and you're out.
Oh, like you lose your matchup and you're
Yeah,
out.
you're out of the league. Yeah.
Dang.
What's his question? You think? Oh,
Carr or
Carr.
Burrow?
I'm
That's
going Carr. I'm going Carr.
I don't know, man. Burrow has the Commanders.
Yeah, I'm going Carr.
Man, that's not gonna be helpful then because I think I'm going Burrow. Let's see who has a higher
That's
fantasy score line on Prizepicks. Burrow has 19. What is Carr's?
probably like 16 or
16 and a
15.
half. 16 and a half. I mean,
Yeah.
that's 2.5 difference right there, and that's based off of like sports books pretty much. So
Hmm.
I don't know. It's not helpful at all. Tyler says Derek Carr. I said Joe Burrow. I mean, you can't go wrong either way. I think both have big games. So
Thielen, I don't trust Thielen. I'm not touching the Panthers right now. I just want to see what they do under Andy Dalton. I don't trust him.
how many games did Andy Dalton play last year? Did he play any?
Yeah, he played in a couple. I don't think he started but one. If I'm not mistaken, I think Bryce Young played. I think that was his 18th game that he just started last week and got benched after. So I think he might have missed one game last year.
It looks like so he's played. Well, I don't know how many snaps Andy Dalton played. Let me look real quick.
Yeah,
That could be sneaky actually.
yeah, Vele. Yeah, Maiden Focus asked about Devon Vele. Yeah, he caught 8 targets in week 1, but didn't play at all last week. He's hurt. Listed 2.5 receptions. It's not a bad play. I mean, it's in a good game environment. We already talked about that with Reynolds, with Bo Nix. And it's fine. I just prefer
Wow.
Josh Reynolds personally, but Vele's in the same spot as the other ones.
So, Andy Dalton played one full game last year. Adam Thielen had 11 receptions, 145 yards, and a touchdown in it
Yeah,
against the
but no
Seahawks, though. So I don't
no
think.
Deontay Johnson last year for that
Yeah,
game.
it's definitely you can't really. I don't think you can take it and feel confident about it. But he had a monster. Andy Dalton obviously had a connection with him last year. So
He did. That is fair for one game.
where we at? JSN. Did you answer JSN? Has a 4.5. Yeah, I love JSN. I personally like that passing attack for the Seahawks tomorrow. I think they're gonna take advantage of the Dolphins through the air. That's just what I think. I mean, that's not really.
Yeah, that's. I kind of went back and forth. I almost took DK for my last prop instead of stacking with Bo Nix at 4.5 receptions because I think JSN was already bumped on the Prizepicks to 5, right?
I
Unless he got
think
bumped.
so. I think so. I think he got bumped to 5.
Yeah, he's gonna say he's at 5 on Prizepicks,
No,
so I kind of like went away from that.
I like Jason tomorrow more than DK for just because Ramsey on DK, which I don't know if it's gonna matter too much. DK is still probably gonna eat, but
Yeah,
J.K. Dobbins. Did you talk about him?
I haven't talked about him. He's just in a rough matchup.
It's dude. It's
Like
like
one of the
it's
worst.
yeah. I'm about to actually look and see what it's ranked.
Like Pittsburgh is insane on the ground. Like they're tough. They make it very
They
difficult.
have given up the fourth fewest rushing yards so far to start the season, and that's a game against the Falcons. So that's Bijan ran the ball, and who they play last week? It was a Steeler, or no, it was at Denver, wasn't it?
Yes, because I stacked that game.
Yeah. So take that with what you will, because Denver sucks. So
That's very fair.
Javante ran it 11 times for 17 yards against him, who is not a terrible running back. So it's just a really tough matchup. I love J.K. Dobbins this year. Him being healthy, I mean,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that if we see that line already, any kind of moving forward, and it's not this type of team, we're going to take that. I mean, it's crazy.
mm-hmm. Thoughts on Najee rushing attempts? What's it
I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know what it's at. BS betting. Appreciate it, man.
14.5 rush attempts. He's got a matchup with. Oh yeah. I mean, they look like they just want to feed the heck out of him this year, so I don't mind it. I think that's going to be like a really low scoring, grinded out game. Tyler and I actually both took the under on that. I don't know if it's been bumped down, but I can't remember what we took it. But
I forgot we did a super parlay last night.
yeah. Top 4 props this week: JSN, love it. George Pickens. Dude, yeah. I mean, it's hard to go against George Pickens. Jalen Hurts and Olave's over 103.5. Don't mind that. Amon Ra 6.5 receptions. Yeah, I like that too. DK with Ramsey on him. Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
I mean,
Jake.
somebody said some A chain rushing, receiving yards. I think
Mm,
Zach loves some A chain this week.
I do. I've actually played him in at least one slip, but what's A Chain? What do they have on him actually? Yeah, 29 receiving yards, 4 receptions. I just think that's way too low. I wouldn't be surprised if the Dolphins have to pass the ball a decent amount, and A Chain through 2 weeks has gone nuts receiving. I mean, he has 14 catches through 2 weeks. That's insane.
Yeah, he's caught every target.
He's their wide receiver 1.
I mean, it's just easy too because Skyler didn't have to like throw it to Tyreek downfield or Waddle downfield. He could just dump it off the A chain because he's
yeah.
not all that great. I mean, so I think the reason we talked about not playing it last night was it was kind of a tough matchup. The Seahawks had not really allowed much through the air to running backs.
But I'm not afraid of it. I played it earlier, so Seahawks running backs they went up against though, like the command. I mean, they gave up. Nah, it was the Patriots and the Broncos, dude. Those are 2 bad teams.
BS betting is great. The high low spot on Pickens.
Great by
I mean,
Pickens.
I like his receiving yards. I probably will end up playing it on the slip tomorrow. Didn't quite make my top 3 or 4. Plays the Chargers. It's a little scary just because it's the Chargers, but I like his receiving yards. I think him and Fields have had a pretty decent connection so far.
Just don't trust Justin Fields.
No, that is very fair. He's not good. So
how's it going? Inspire me. Oh heck yeah, BS betting. Wait, you said something about tagged you the other night on chalkboard had an error 2.4x. Ramondre. Oh dang. Yeah, dude, that's pretty nice. I wish I didn't see it. I'm bad about looking at Twitter notifications.
YFS just got here. Dude, we've been just chilling for 31 minutes, man. Where you been?
YFS, my man. Let's see, anything else? Hurts fan, yeah. I like Jalen Hurts fantasy. He's gonna have a big game tomorrow. That's a great scoring environment. So, over or under bottles of baby oil
I don't get that
for
reference.
Sunday? I don't know that either. I must have missed something.
Yeah, I don't get that reference.
Jalen Naylor should see a lot of work with Addison out and Jefferson reportedly banged up with the squad. That is true.
Yeah, Naylor's stuff is low, I'm pretty sure, as well.
What's Jefferson's lines are like he's still healthy though, so it doesn't seem like they're worried about it too much. Jalen Naylor's lines are pretty low.
8.5 fantasy score, which is pretty good, and 37.5 receiving yards.
Dude, I'm kind of excited about the Vikings so far this year. I mean, Sam Darnold has been a beast.
Sam Darnold, I'd say, man, every quarterback that gets out of the Panthers just seems to be better.
It's almost like they're a terrible organization.
It's almost like that. I mean, I don't know if you could say that for sure. They cooking up some barbecue. YFS, you ain't send me invite me to the barbecue.
On. I want to go to the cookout, man.
Me and Zach want to pull up. What's up? Let me know.
Tyler was talking about Nico has the best matchup on the week, and is one of the best receivers in football. So, I mean,
yeah, I love Nico. His receptions actually got bumped from 5 to 5.5, and I think I actually played it in my slip earlier. I already released the slip, so yeah.
Nico's a stud. Y'all can check his stack down. Daniel Jones, 5.5 rush attempts. God, Daniel Jones. Daniel frickin' Jones.
Apparently, we don't know pop culture references about baby oil, so I don't know.
Damn, we're too old. You're too old, especially.
Yeah, I mean, 3 kids and 34 years old. I mean, I'm definitely pushing it.
Daniel Jones may be running for his life tomorrow against the Browns. So, I don't know. We'll see. I don't mind it.
Come on to California. Let's go.
Carly's the one that said these guys don't know pop culture references?
Yeah, is there something we're missing? Please let us know about this baby oil.
I'll ask Carly later, and I'll tell you.
Oh, yeah, my guy Anthony up. Best comment of the night. Absolute.
Oh, my gosh.
Goated comment. Makes no sense why you're not all believing this.
Dude, I'm just waiting for the 25X, and I'm going to have to get me a Josh Reynolds jersey at this point if he continues to cash, so.
I mean, it's Josh Reynolds. I don't know what else I would say. I think next week we're on stream. I'm just gonna say the name Josh Reynolds and say the name over and just move on.
Denise said Diddy. It's a Diddy thing. Okay.
Oh, all right.
Tyler doesn't even know who that is.
See you.
Come over to California. Oh man, it's a little long ways to go from Arkansas, but I'll let you know whenever I'm out there next, or whenever I'm out there, period. I fixed it, YFS. You can see all the picks now. No one tell them, Carly said. Tank Dell touchdown at 2-1 odds. It's hard to ignore. They're probably going to be looking to get him going after a slow start for some. Possibly.
My God, Nathan De La Cruz saying Reynolds. I mean, absolutely. If you say Josh Reynolds, yes, it's going to be yes. Great Andy Dalton over 1.5 rushing attempts. No, thank you.
Oh my goodness. That I have no idea, man. I wouldn't even know. Like the Red Rocket. It feels like Andy Dalton has been in the league for 47 years. I just feel like I remember watching him as like a young kid, but
yeah, I watched him when he played at TCU. So, yeah, I definitely remember this dude. Oh, my gosh.
Should I waste my time and go see your Falcons tomorrow? It would not be a waste of time. I can't remember. Is that game in Kansas City or Atlanta? It's in Atlanta. Oh, my gosh. You got to go, Denise.
Got to go.
It's going to be a good game, too. Sunday Night Football against the Chiefs. And the Falcons are going to win.
And Ray McLeod's about to go for 50 yards.
Dude, I literally played him in a slip. I mean, his line's just too low. He's a wide receiver 1.
I was going to play him too, but, Sunday night game. Couldn't play him. Oh no, I'm not running a demon slip. Don't you put that on there?
You
Nope.
know, we gotta run a demon slip, and then we gotta get Josh Reynolds on there.
I'm not. I agree with Josh Reynolds, but I'm not running a demon
You know,
slip.
actually, our demon slip went 3-3 last
I
week,
know
which
that's kind of
isn't
wild.
terrible.
That's great. Demon slip at 3-3 is
Oh,
great for
let's check
what
out
we
the
did.
optimizer. Something's 54%. Oh, honestly, that's good value.
Oh, oh my gosh.
Good value. 2 rush attempts for Andy Dalton. Does he even have a prop set cash rush attempt line? No. Let's see.
Okay, get Carly out of here.
What's she saying? Denise, you gotta, if you go take a picture of Tisa for me. Oh my goodness, she would be so jealous. Andy Dalton is a wagon with 1.5 rush attempts, I'm just saying.
Denise says she went to the Falcons Super Bowl. Never forgave them.
Oh my gosh, Denise, don't. I will start crying again. That. I'm still sick to my stomach about that.
That was one of the moments of just straight sickness in sports.
True. It's tough. And I'm like cursed. None of my sports teams ever wins a championship since I've been born. And that was the closest I got. And well, that and the Razorbacks, they almost won the College World Series. All they had to do was catch an easy pop-up fly ball in foul
Oh,
territory that a 2-year-old
this-
could do, and he drops it, and they go on to lose.
oh, he brought this back up. I hate this.
How does Devon Bailey not get 3 catches for 20 yards? He might get that by halftime.
I mean, maybe, but they have Josh Reynolds is settled in as the WR1, so it'll be tough for Bailey to get his targets back. Cortland Sutton will probably get a few more the next week, this coming week as well.
Oh, goodness.
But I mean, it's the Josh Reynolds show. I mean, I don't know how else to put it.
Anything for we're gonna probably play the Caleb Williams free square tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll probably post my slip in the morning. I'm sure Zach will have his own individual slip.
Yeah, no demon slip probably for this week. It's just not smart to play it. Like we screwed up last week playing on Prizepicks. I can't remember who it was. Somebody DM'd me and was showing me the payout on underdog, and it was like 175x for the same exact slip. So, if you're gonna
Yeah,
play like those like boosted lines, don't play them on Prizepicks. Go check on underdog, or if you can play them on a sportsbook, it might be even better over there. But if that's it, I think we're going to get out of here. Appreciate you guys hopping in. Definitely like. Oh, Survivor Pool. Couple more questions. Survivor Pool. Who you picking? I can't even remember who I picked.
I didn't even play this year.
Who did I pick? I think I have a couple going on like the ESPN thing. I think I chose the Bengals as a few. I chose the Jets in a few. There was one more. I had like 3 different teams.
Just take the Raiders.
Oh, and the Raiders, yeah. Anybody against the Panthers, honestly.
Yeah, take the Raiders, and that's probably my favorite one of the week. Yeah, Bengals are fine too.
Yeah, Dukes. Hurts Fantasy. Definitely love that.
And the Browns. Sorry, Browns are good too.
FanDuel payout. Yeah, I wish I could play FanDuel Sportsbook. We can't. We don't have any good sportsbooks here in Arkansas. So.
Yeah, they're garbage.
Are you on Kyler Murray? Anything? It's a good game environment. I mean,
I'll probably be on Kyler Murray something tomorrow. I've got to figure out what that's going to be. I haven't done a deep dive on him yet, but I think it's going to be something tomorrow.
taking Bucks Survivor. Yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, they're going to beat the Broncos, so that's a good play. All right, guys. Yeah, this is a slipper locking in. I still have to lock it in. But playing this for 25x, and we're going to cash out. So we're going to get off here. Kyler Murray, yeah. So we're going to get off here. Tyler, you have anything else to say?
Nah, let's get it.
All right, let's cash, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.